have a situation that, like when I went from Canada to the United Kingdom, I still remember when I first came in, the guy who hired me, he looked at me and he goes, look, we are in terrible shape. He goes, you are my fixer. You do whatever it takes. I don't care what the cost. Just go and get it done because we're in such bad shape it has to be fixed. If someone's saying that to you, be very, very, very worried because you're being set up. And the reason why is because the myth of the fixer is exactly that. It is a myth. The reality is that when you go through big disruptions, so again, going back to the How the Mighty Fall and some of the things that we've seen in Hewlett-Packard where all the world was changed, those big disruptions are only that. They are a disruption. They don't lead to sustainable change. To be a real sales leader and to be someone who transforms a business, again, regardless of the current situation, is to be somebody who actually does it without the big disruption. That's the accomplishment. Because you never want to be that fixer guy because how many of us have heard this story of I brought in that sales vice president who was supposed to change the world. He caused all kinds of hell to break loose. Everybody hated him or her, and they were gone 6 months later. How many have heard that story, right? Yeah, majority of us. And so it is a myth. So if you can, and that's actually something that, as I went into the Bell organization, that was actually one of my biggest goals. Could I accomplish change? And recognizing you have to be hard-nosed, and there are times when you're going to make some people happy, and there's times when you make people very happy, but could I actually manage disruption? Because if you can accomplish that, it is a significant accomplishment, and it should be one of your biggest goals. So to give you some examples of what we've done inside our organization, so again, through this process, through collaboration, through building out a great plan, we did things that we never thought we could do before. So for example, we implemented Salesforce.com in small business. We tripled our close rates and went from a capture rate in prospects of 0 prospects per month to 20,000 a month. And what that meant is that when my small business sales organization, which is a couple hundred people, we used to call into a customer, what would happen was that marketing would load up a dialer, and we'd call the customer and we'd say, hello, we don't know who you are, but we don't know who you're currently with. So who are you with? And say, oh, I've got 5 phones and I'm with this company and all that kind of stuff. And they go through their process, they try to sell them, and then the customer says, well, I'm not ready yet, but I'd like to do it 6 months from now. The only way that information would be captured is if the rep actually kept it on an Excel spreadsheet at their desk and didn't leave, and then decide to call them back at 6 months later. But more importantly, no data was captured. So if we didn't have a right party connect, and we actually called the wrong person, there was no feedback loop. So by integrating it into Salesforce.com, we now capture a ton of customer data every single time we interact, and the close rate example is a huge one. A couple other examples, we just automated forecasting, no big deal except for the fact that it took 7 months to do it. In my organization, and I still remember talking to somebody who was with a small company, and he said, wow, your company is so slow. And I said, yes, but to do something right, sometimes you have to slow down to speed up. And so for us, we like to do things right and rather do something the right way so that it's sustainable versus just doing it fast and quick and have it fail.